first night in jail, no idea what's gonna happen to you. You're away from everything that comforts you, everything that makes you feel at home. That's real fear.
Returning for a fourth season on the Starz Network is Power, starring Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Omari Hardwick. And they both join me right now. Hey guys, greetings from Las Vegas.
Good morning, John.
Hey.
Now, Curtis, not only being one of the stars of the show, but you're executive producer and creator, and just you wear every hat in this series. Were you surprised at the success of the show with the incredible numbers coming back, the fan reaction? Were you just totally taken by surprise?
I expected it to be successful. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff. Yeah. Now, I didn't expect it to be
this level of
like. I didn't necessarily say when we were sitting down creating it that it's gonna be. Well, right now it's the second highest rated show on cable.
But knocking on the door of
it's gonna be number one. It's gonna be.
He told me, Jeff, that it would take off. You know, when you reach out to friends in life and you text them nowadays, we can all text and you say, I hope your life is rocking and rolling right, or I hope you rock solid. If it was a text, Curtis would have said, yo, I hope you're soaring because our show is about to soar. He would have used that word, but where it soared to, the heights that it soared to, is really kind of off the chain. But I got to tell you, he predicted us being this successful from the gate. We keep saying it. A lot of us didn't necessarily know, but he knew, you know. Life had shown him that reality, that things that 50 set his mind to were being manifested. And so this is just one of those things.
All right, Omari, is Ghost going to finally find redemption in season 4? What can you tell us?
I think it's hard to get redemption unless you completely are able to be punished. You know, our kids are all in school and they'll learn. Curtis and I have young kids. He's had older kids as well. But when they're in school, they were all in detention at one point or the other, or you're trying to parent them away from having detention. The reality is this is the biggest detention you can ever have, called imprisonment. So that's the hellified version of what our teachers were putting us in when we were doing bad in school. And so if you can actually stay in detention and remain in punishment, you can figure out what you did wrong, and then you can find, therefore, redemption. I don't necessarily know, which is why you got to watch season 4, whether he really will be punished in the length of time that he need be punished to then figure out, okay, so how do I redeem myself? If he's punished, Jeff, then yes, he can redeem himself. But if it's a slap on the wrist, if he only stays in jail for a short amount of period, which we don't know until we watch the season, all of the crimes he's done up to this point of the one that he's being accused of having done, he ain't really been punished for. So you can't really find redemption unless you're really, really beat up and punished.
So guys, tell me about Larenz Tate joining the cast for season 4. I am such a huge fan of his. Where's he been?
Larenz, he's been working quietly.
He's been working. He definitely is a guy Curtis and I talked about, he and Wood Harris, a lot, because Curtis and I are around the same age, and those two are definitely, to us, emblematic faces of some of the top actors that we've ever known in our generation, particularly when maybe, you know, white actors get that nod. You know, you think about Leo DiCaprio and now a Tom Hardy who's super gifted, but Leo and Wood are as good as they come, and so Curtis and Courtney added them to the show. I asked Courtney to bring Larenz. Curtis already had Larenz on his radar, and I don't know if we'll see Wood on the show, but those are two superb actors and friends of ours, so it's amazing for Larenz to be here. And all the other guest stars. We got Anika Noni Rose. Obviously, you guys saw her last year hanging out with Kanan, Curtis's character, but Larenz joining the cast is a big deal, and I'll tell him that you love his pedigree of work. He's dope.
All right, Curtis, you're the star of Power. You're the executive producer. You do the music. You do all the business side of it. That's so many hats you wear. Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed by all your responsibilities on the show?
No, it doesn't overwhelm me at all.
He falls asleep more than any other cast member on the set. But he only falls asleep on the set. When you go to his house, he doesn't go to sleep.
I'm up, running around. But you know what happens? I exercise the whistle while you work concept, right? I only do things I'm passionate about, and I'm blessed because they pay. They pay a lot.
Well, not only do they pay a lot, but sometimes now you can put your own money that you've earned in those things. You can be the payment of them working.
But what happens to me is the communication, the executive side, like where I would create leverage for the actual production is in my relationships with the actual talent. The communication level is higher. Everybody communicates with me, so they'll let me know before an issue develops till it's actually a problem. and we can kind of troubleshoot it. And that communication works with no problem. As far as the creative side, like the music part, I'm so conditioned for music that like I write music in the car, I write music when I'm on a plane, I write music everywhere, like where I'm at. So it's like when that part, it's easy to do that because I've been doing it since '97, and then the other roles or hats that I would have to wear on the actual project are. It's not that they're not that difficult for me because I've been involved in the process of development of the characters. I have such a strong understanding of who Kanan is.
Who Kanan is, yeah.
That it's just why I'm there at the table read with the cast and everything else. This at some points we're actually discussing before we start the table reads, discussing things that could have been problems before or after from the last episodes
when you get to a certain point in your career, and journalism, I'm sure is the same thing. After a while, the great director, the great writer, producer will say, hey, rehearsal has to be before we say action. So you don't have a lot of time. You know, early in your career, maybe a couple moments, a director will go, this kid could be special. They're a novice. They're not necessarily green. They're better than green, but I'll give them some time. You don't have that ultimately. So Curtis and I and other actors who are in scenes with him, we'll get on the phone and talk about what's required of each character prior to the day of production. We don't have enough time, you know. Courtney keeps these damn scripts coming so quick. You got to really be locked and loaded by the time the next script comes out.
Guys, thanks so much for speaking to me today. Congratulations on season 4. I understand they already signed for a season 5. You guys are on your way. The second most popular show on cable. Congratulations. But come out and visit us in Las Vegas really soon.
We're both fight fans. We'll be there.
All right, you can catch season 4 of Power on the Starz Network right now, and you can also catch more reviews and interviews on my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.